Very good evening from the Dongguan Basketball Center, which will play host for the final time at the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Serbia face the USA here in China's national basketball city. Well, who could have predicted this? The two finalists from the last World Cup having to start a battle for fifth place after both suffered shock quarterfinal defeats in the last 48 hours. First, it was Serbia, whose title dreams were ended when they were outclassed and outfought by Argentina before a Rudy Gobert-inspired France team dismissed the challenge of the defending champions, and in doing so, set up a fixture that nobody was expecting at this stage of the tournament. Well, I'm Oscar Chamberlain, and a very warm welcome to Shona Thorburn, who is alongside me once again. Shona, first of all, how did this happen? And more importantly, how do these two teams bounce back over the next few days?
Yeah, I mean, no one really expected this. I think a lot of people before the tournament started, you know what, they were filling out their brackets, their predictions as how the tournament might go. We saw these two teams meeting up, but it was going to be for the gold medal game. And, you know, a little different situation, but we're still getting what we want. We're getting to see the United States play Serbia. How did it happen? I mean, really, that Argentinian team from the first tip just absolutely dominated the Serbia team. I mean, rebounding, aggressiveness. I thought Serbia had a very difficult time guarding penetration from the guards of Argentina. And that's something that might be concerning for them again today, because you have a Kemba Walker, you have a Donovan Mitchell, who have both been playing great and both know how to attack the basket. But really, the Argentinian team, they just wanted it, in my opinion, a little bit more than the Serbians, which is very uncharacteristic. I think maybe Serbia thought it would be a little bit of an easier game for them, but Argentina came in and did exactly what they needed to do to win, and they were able to do that for 40 minutes. As far as the U.S. go, they ran into, let's say it, Rudy Gobert. I mean, in the first half, it was Evan Fournier with Rudy Gobert, and then in the second half, I mean, in that fourth quarter, I remember when Rudy Gobert was checking in, and he just shut it down. There's a reason why a lot of people consider him the best rim protector in the NBA and in the game, and that absolutely shone yesterday. How did the U.S. react? Well, you know what? They didn't have a lot of time to recover from their loss last night, so you got to dig down. You have the U.S. across your chest. That's how you react.
Well, this is what is in store for today. Over in Shanghai later, it'll be Poland against the Czech Republic. The winner of that game will face the winner of this game in order to determine who finishes in fifth place. The two losers will face each other as well to determine who finishes 7th and 8th. All the rankings, of course, important because of those Olympic qualifying spots. Both of these teams know their fate in terms of Olympic qualifying, but they will be playing for pride this evening. And to bounce back from those disappointing losses, we will have a pause just for a moment for the national anthems before the action gets underway.
And now, the national anthem of Serbia. 奏塞尔维亚国歌。 Please be seated. 请坐. Give it up.
The national anthem's a reminder of what is at stake for both teams this evening. Pride still very important. Two very proud nations, certainly as far as basketball is concerned. Many were tipping both of these teams to make it all the way to the final once again. Once the first round and the second round had been completed, it was obvious that wasn't going to happen, and then the semi-final didn't happen either. This is your refereeing team this evening: Cristiano Maranhão of Brazil, Yu Jung of Chinese Taipei, and Luis Castillo of Spain. So the USA, who have never finished lower than 6th in a FIBA World Cup before, and it will be something that will happen. They will finish lower than 6th if they lose tonight, Shona. So he's gone with the same starting 5. Coach Popovich here, maybe not too much of a surprise. They do want to respond.
Yeah, they do. Like I said, it's been a quick turnover for them coming off that loss last night. If you watch the game, you wouldn't say it was really a shock with the way that France played, but I think, you know, if you look at history, it was definitely a shock for the U.S. That man right there, I thought Donovan Mitchell was absolutely great. You know, he's averaging 13.3 points, but he scored over 25 points for them the other night, and he is just one of, I mean, the last person to score more than 20 points in a game for a U.S. team is Kevin Durant. So that kind of puts you on the level that he was playing at the other night. But, you know, you talk about recovery physically. Mentally, recovery is also very, very difficult. I mean, the U.S. didn't expect to be in this situation, but neither did Serbia. Serbia right now, if they lose here today, that's going to be 3 losses in a row at a FIBA World Cup. They have never done that before. They've had an extra day off. So you're thinking maybe they'll be a little bit fresher, had a little bit more time to get over the disappointment. I guess we'll see very shortly.
Yeah, it did seem to hit them particularly hard when they were, well, reacting to the game afterwards. It was an emotional press conference as well. But they, you know, they're a very proud nation, and if this man's on form tonight, Jokic, then you know, could be problems for the US.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I really think kind of the big center of Rudy Gobert yesterday was trouble for the US. That's what Serbia have also. They can go, you know, they can go to a big man down low in Jokic, and I mean, he's a very good player. People know who he is. This NBA team definitely knows who he is as well. So it'll be interesting to kind of see the tactics and what each team is going to do offensively and defensively.
Greg Popovich, the coach of the USA, very complimentary about the French team yesterday in the press conference. He gave them all the credit for getting the victory. It was a fine performance. Still spoke of his pride for his players. They gave absolutely everything, just came up a little bit short in the end. And he'll be hoping for a response similar on the opposite bench as well. Sasha Djordjevic, who's come close so many times. Eurobasket runners-up, of course. Olympic runners-up. World Cup runners-up in the last 3 major tournaments that he's taken charge of. He's won plenty as a player as well. And he will be explaining to his players just how important tonight is for them and for the country. They took responsibility for their defeat, and they'll be desperate to bounce back. They've never lost 3 games in a row at a World Cup before, and that will be the case if they're beaten tonight, of course, and that, you know, that's just as important, really. And we're almost ready to get underway here in Dongguan. It's going to be the last game played at this venue. We've seen some of the world's very best players battling it out for this global trophy. They're finishing touches in Beijing over the next few days. Wide open tournament. Now that these 2 giants have been knocked out, they are fighting for 5th place. And we are just about ready to get underway.
Hands off. Wait.
So a repeat of the 2014 final. Serbia against the USA. Quarter-final losers on this occasion. Playing for pride and position. Serbia in the white. Getting the early possession. The only turnover as well here. Jokic picking up the first foul of the game.
And, you know, really right now it's just, I think the first few minutes of this game are going to be very important about who comes out and who's ready to respond first.
Walker for the USA. Turner gets it to go. First points of the evening for Greg Popovich's team. More NBA wins than any other head coach. Greg Popovich, hugely experienced. Milutinov here for Serbia. This is Bogdanovic. It's a good pass and thrown down by Milutinov. Serbia up and running. Turner again. Can't get it to go this time. Easy claim by Jokic. Bogdanovic knocks it down. Three-pointer from Bogdanovic.
And, you know, it's disappointing because you imagine if maybe Serbia were playing in the semifinals, or at least we're going to be a top 4 team, I wouldn't be surprised if Bogdanovic would have been an MVP contender. I think he still is, just with how he has performed.
Walker looking to respond with a three.
But I do feel like he might have been able to cement what he has done so far in this tournament. I mean, there you see him knocking down one of many threes that he has knocked down in this tournament. He's averaging over 20 points a game, and he's shooting 52.5% from three-point range. That is absolutely incredible.
Jovic for Serbia and the rejection. And now the chance for Harris from the corner. Can't get it to go. There is Bogdanovic. He's looking for Milutinov. Weren't quite able to combine on that occasion. The USA have given it away. There's Bogdanovic, and there's another three. And just as you were saying, he is so dangerous, you can't give him those kinds of opportunities.
Yeah, you really can't. He's someone who you really need to have someone glued to him defensively the entire possession.
Once again, the US unable to respond. Bogdanovic. Combining with Nikola Jokic and Bogdanovic again. Well, he is racking them up in these early stages. It is Serbia who come out flying and have a 9-point lead as the US call an early timeout.
Yeah, and you know, I talked about that man. I mean, even in their loss, he scored over 20 points for them, and they just didn't play well offensively. I thought they were very beaten up sort of defensively, and they didn't have any rhythm into their offense, but him still in the fourth quarter was kind of the person who kept them in it a little bit.
It's been a really strong start from Serbia. Bogdanovic at the heart of it all. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 9 points already, 3 from 3 from the three-point line. He was the 6th highest scorer overall in this competition coming into this game, averaging just over 20 points per game, averaged 24 points per game in the first round, 2nd highest scorer behind Corey Webster of New Zealand. Got a double-double against Spain. Racked up 31 points, the team high for this tournament against Italy. And plenty of big performances from Bogdanovic as the US look to respond here. They get a much-needed three-pointer through Walker. Jovic. Turned over. Kemba Walker coming away for the United States. Walker draws the foul. Look at that block from a little earlier on from Turner.
Might have got away with a little bit of a goaltending because at least from that angle, it looked like it hit the backboard and then was touched by Turner.
Bogdanovic. Jovic. Bogdanovic again. Knocks it down again. He is unstoppable. 4 from 4 on the three-point line already. As the US look to respond here.
And you know, like I mentioned, Bogdanovic, this USA team knows him because he does play in the NBA for the Sacramento Kings, so they're well aware of his shooting abilities, that's for sure. You know, it's a little disappointing because at a tournament like this, you really kind of want to be peaking at the end of the tournament. You know, you're progressing every day, working on things, and then playing your best basketball at the end of the tournament. And it's almost as though Serbia were already peaking when they had arrived, because really their first 3 games in group phase were incredible. I mean, even their first 4 games, they were good basketball. And then they just sort of, you know, I think teams were able to scout them a little bit more and knew what they were doing. And like I said, Argentina really, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and I don't think Serbia were expecting that.
Micic. Can they just put a stop to this spell of Serbian pressure? It is a foul, and it's going to be 3 free throws this time. Nine-point lead already for Serbia. And Vladimir Lucic can increase that lead here. Two so far. Well, no trouble at all from the foul line. Serbia stretching ahead. They have had that extra day, of course, to recover mentally and physically.
Yeah, and you know, that full day that Serbia have had, you know, it makes a difference. I mean, what time did the U.S. leave the gym last night? I would say around 10:15, 10:30 p.m. You know, I'm not sure if they did have shoot-around this morning. I'm sure they had video, maybe a little bit of a walkthrough to go over some scouting defensive tactics that they want to do against Serbia. So it's a very quick turnaround, and also you're getting over a loss that you didn't expect.
Can they spark the game into life here? This is Walker. Serbia have it. This is Micic. Jokic. Now to Lucic, who goes for the three. Has drawn another foul. He'll have another 3 free throws to come. Donovan Mitchell this time.
Yeah, kind of high-fived him after he released the ball. I think it was a pretty good contest by Donovan Mitchell.
Boban Marjanovic has stepped onto the court for Serbia. 2 meters 22, 7'3".
Brook Lopez for the U.S. is a tall man. And then you just see Boban beside him. Wow. Another one of the NBA guys for this Serbian team.
15-point lead for Serbia at this stage. Walker, Lopez. It's just not happening at the moment for the Americans.
Yeah, it's not. You know, I talked about the beginning of this game and how important it is. And you know, I think Serbia, well, let's say Serbia have come out well, and also Bogdanovic has just come out very, very hot for them, knocking down 4 threes already. I think the U.S., it's going to take them a little bit of a time to kind of, you know, get going, get the rhythm. You know, they are coming off of a game that finished late, and they're playing just over 24 hours later, so that's difficult.
Micic can't get it to go.
The thing about this U.S. team, I mean, keep in mind, these are 12 NBA players who you go and look at their statistics on their respective teams in the NBA. They're all scorers. They all know how to score at least. So it is a team that can come back very quickly.
3-point attempt missed though. Micic claims the rebound. Jokic. Gets it out again. Micic goes for the three, and he knocks one down as well. Serbia just not missing from long range. Bogdanovic with the first 4, and now Micic getting in on the act.
And you know, we talked about Serbia and their 3-point shooting, Bogdanovic and their 3-point shooting. In their first 3 games, they were actually averaging just under 50%. It's just in their last 2 games, they went down and shot only 23%. So they're good shooters. They're very good 3-point shooters.
It might have been a very different story in that quarterfinal against Argentina. Serbia found their shooting range. Certainly working for them at the moment. That 18-point lead. Still, the US can't seem to just get things moving along. 5 points in the first 7 minutes. Here's Micic. Gets it out to the corner to Lucic. Traveling ball. On a 12-0 run at the moment, Serbia. Have another look at this 3-pointer from Micic. 5 from 5 so far.
I mean, Bogdanovic had to go out because he had a scratch and he was bleeding. This man comes in, his, you know, first offensive penetration was a kick out to a 3, which drew a foul, and then he knocks down that. So you take out Bogdanovic, but you still have shooters that are coming in.
Rebound easily claimed by Marjanovic. Another three-point attempt. Oh, count it. Jovic this time. They still haven't missed one. 21-point lead for Serbia. It's been a difficult start for the United States, but I don't think anybody was expecting Serbia to shoot this well. At the moment, USA 1 for 5, 1 from 5 for 2, 1 from 6 for 3. Middleton can't get that one to go either. Marjanovic. Micic. Out to Bogdanovic. And not this time. He had to miss one eventually.
He is human. He does actually have the most points ever for a Serbian at a FIBA Basketball World Cup, so that's already quite an accomplishment. I mean, it just happened today, this evening.
Over 5 minutes now since the US put anything on the scoreboard. Marjanovic unable to add to it. Minute 17 remaining in the first quarter as Middleton puts up a shot, gets it to go. Finally, the USA get some points on the board. Micic. Bjelica. To Bjelica again. And Micic for 3. It's good. It is another three-pointer for Serbia. Middleton to respond for the USA. Bounce pass into Brown. He can't get it to go. Get a second attempt, and Marjanovic did enough to get in his way and stop him from making it. Serbia can just use up these final few seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Three-point attempt is good! My goodness! Bjelica this time. 32 points for Serbia in that first quarter, a 25-point lead over the USA. And their three-point shooting has just been staggering.
Here we see it, 8 of 9, 89% compared to 1 of 7, 14% from three-point range for the U.S. I mean, really, I think it's really showing at this moment that Serbia had one more extra day off in between this game and their last, disappointing game. Both these teams lost in the quarterfinals, so they're now, playing for classification. We do know that the U.S. have qualified along with Argentina for the Olympics. Serbia are going to have to go to one of the Olympic qualification tournaments at the next summer before the Olympics. So, that's a little bit of disappointment that I think they're feeling still. I'm not too worried about the U.S. I mean, they have really good players. We saw Donovan Mitchell absolutely go off yesterday. Kemba Walker, he struggled a little bit last night. But, I mean, this is a guy who averaged over 25 points in the NBA last season. They can come back. They can come back very fast because they have good shooters. You have Brook Lopez, who's, known as a big man who can step out and knock down threes. It's just defensively, and maybe, the U.S. are a little bit slow-footed right now because they do still have some fatigue from last night's game. Maybe that was, this first 10 minutes was kind of like a warm-up quarter for them. I think they're going to play better. I can't imagine a team coached by Greg Popovich to let that continue much longer than 10 minutes.
So second quarter underway. 5-point lead to Serbia. Pass, and out again to Brown. Gets it to go, that's much better. Really positive start to the second quarter from the USA. Jaylen Brown with the three. The US finally into double digits, but here is the main man, Bogdanovic. Can't get that one to go. Now still 8 from 10 from long range, Serbia. Here's White. Can't knock it down. The final touch there of Mason Plumlee. Bogdanovic. Behind the back pass, which didn't work out. Here is Harris. He's up against the giant figure of Marjanovic. So Bogdanovic looks to make amends for the pass given away, and he does with the layup. $14 points now for Bogdanovic. There's Plumlee and White. Jaylen Brown can't bank it in. Plumlee underneath it. Draws the foul.
I'm down.
I got one hitting foul. Okay, let's like shooting foul.
Two shot, yeah.
Okay,
Two shot.
Okay.
Go, go.
Hey. So here will be. No, the first one is not act of shooting. First one is rebound situation. Okay, we check.
The referees are just going to review this.
Possible unpermanent foul. Okay?
The foul after number 8 rebound situation.
Go normal speed. Go ahead. Back. Go. Now.
Stop.
Before. Back. This is okay. Back.
Number 8.
Back. Go ahead.
Nothing. Okay. Rebound situation. Foul.
A little back. 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 No, back. The rebound, go ahead. Let me know. Here.
Maybe hit him first. Okay, then go. Go. I go the foul. Yeah, I go the foul for the first, number 8. The hitting foul and the rebound situation. And then. So last shooting.
Okay. So first you have a personal foul on the rebound situation.
Yes.
Against number 8.
Yes.
And then you call unsportsmanlike foul against number 8 again.
Yes.
Okay, you have 2 fouls.
Yeah, 2 fouls. Agree that? Because of the hitting behind the shoulder and the leg.
Okay. But this is not 2 shots.
Yeah, it's not 2 shots.
Okay. Rebound situation. Okay. So we have 2 fouls.
Yes.
Against number 8. Personal foul.
Okay.
And then unsportsmanlike foul.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is the shooter? Number 11. Okay. Go report.
Well, there we have it. Took a little while to get to it, but those listening heard what we heard as well. So it was a rebounding foul. And then after, they were saying it was an unsportsmanlike.
So there's the first foul. There's the unsportsmanlike foul. Bielica will get 2 fouls then to his name. Trip to the line for Mason Plumlee as well. So the unsportsmanlike foul as well will be USA's ball here. Still trailing by 22. This is Mitchell. Gets it to go. Just starting to put a little bit of a run together here, USA. Militinov. Bielica. His pass. Militinov draws the foul. Joe Harris with his second foul of the game. He's going to make way for Harrison Barnes. Two free throws missed. Simonovic getting it back for Serbia, and there's another foul.
Maybe a little frustration foul by Jaylen Brown there.
Bogdanovic. Oh, lovely bounce pass. Litinov draws another foul. Brown penalised again. A couple of fouls in quick succession. Three-point attempt, no good though. Mitchell gets it, knocks it down. Donovan Mitchell. And he was the man who very nearly inspired a comeback win against France in the quarterfinals. There's another timeout is called here. USA have closed the gap. Serbia haven't really got going in the second quarter, but they do still have a big lead, 34-16.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, who finished the game with 29 points. Overall, I think he had one of the best games for any U.S. player. I mean, he was consistent throughout the contest. There you see Serbia have cooled off a little bit. I mean, they're only shooting 73%, but still 73%. They haven't made a three in this quarter yet, so I think that's in part due to a little bit more intensity on the defensive end by the U.S. team. And the U.S. team are also making baskets, and every time you make baskets, you give yourself a few more seconds to kind of get into, you know, your defensive stance. You know where your players are, where you're missing stuff. The other team's coming down with defensive rebounds. They can kind of flow into their offense a little bit easier.
There's a three-point shooting demonstration from Serbia in that first quarter. The US have managed to stem the flow somewhat. Second quarter so far. Disrupted the rhythm, closed the gap. Serbia looking to get going again here though. Simonovic. Litinov has been a handful. Can't get that one to go though, and then there's the foul. Simonovic this time. Kemba Walker. Mitchell. Walker again. Up against Bogdanovic. Walker gets it. It's a long two.
Great shot by Kemba Walker, and those are just kind of the shots that weren't really falling for him yesterday. I mean, he's still leading this team in scoring, just under 14 points a game. He had 10 points the other night, yesterday, but it was really all at the free throw line. He was only 2 for 9 in the game.
Jovic goes for two and gets it. Maintaining that healthy lead. Only 4 points scored by Serbia, though, so far in this second quarter. Kemba Walker. Big rejection there as he tries to float that one up. Great work by Jovic. Bogdanovic. Bjelica into the corner. Simonovic. And the rebound claim by Turner. Mitchell again with a bounce pass, and there's a foul. And Litinov blocking his progress here. Kemba Walker goes flying. Just a block from Jovic just a few moments earlier.
A nice representation by the Sacramento Kings here in this game. You have Harrison Barnes for the U.S. along with Bogdanovic and Bjelica for Serbia, who all play on the same NBA team in Sacramento, California. Of course, Vlade Divac. the man in their front office, so no surprise that he, you know, goes after and likes the Serbian players. Justified also. I think they're both very good players. So.
Smicic to the corner for Jovic. Comes inside and then out to Bjelica, and he drives in. Good hands here from Serbia. Lucic can't get it to go. And the US come away with it once more. Donovan Mitchell out to Turner for three. Might have just got the US going. Couldn't knock it down. 2 from 9, their three-point attempts so far this evening. The foul for Brown. Those two very quickly back-to-back a short time ago. He's already on 3. The three-point attempt goes up from Bjelica, couldn't knock it down. And US getting themselves back into contention here.
Yeah, they've just done a better job being aggressive. You know, I mentioned before the game, I thought that what could really cause problems for Serbia would be the U.S. guards attacking the basket and being aggressive, and I think they've done a little bit better job of that in this second quarter so far.
Oh. It's a tough one for Militinov to take. Wasn't expecting the pass at all. Here's Walker. Middleton. Mitchell. So far the US have cut the gap by 10 in the second quarter, and the three-point attempt is good. Middleton. We have a game on our hands now. It's been a good response. Jovic here for Serbia. Bjelica. Jovic again. Micic. Just a little touch there off Middleton. Have a look at his three from a few moments ago, right on the buzzer.
Yeah, it was disappointing defense by Serbia on the outer bounds, just to not know where your man is.
Serbia in this quarter who are struggling to get points on the board. Walker, bounce pass it to Turner. And that's more like it from the USA. They're within 10 now. No surprise that a timeout has been called here, as the Americans are finding their feet at last.
Yeah, I think, you know, it was a good job by Kemba Walker there to stay aggressive, but realized he kind of drew the big, and then a beautiful bounce pass to Turner for the easy dunk.
Beli si ovdje, 3 spin, kada krene jedan, Bogdane za njim ideš. Beli ovdje, na Luču lopta. Lučo gledaš isto i lopta dole. Hej, gledaš lopta dole, na vasu i onda idemo. Beli, Luča, vasa, Bogdan u korner. Ako je zona, hej, ako nije L dole, ajmo.
Great play again there by Kemba Walker, finished expertly by Miles Turner. Having been so far behind at the end of the first, this is a pretty healthy situation now that the USA find themselves in.
Yeah, I think they've done a much better job. And like I said, I mean, it was hard. It was hard for them to get going this morning. I'm sure it was difficult for them to, you know, have to come back here and get up for this game because this isn't the game that they planned on playing in. You know, this is just the second time in the last 10 FIBA Basketball World Cups that the U.S. will not be medaling. So those of you who are, you know, basketball fans like myself, it is going to be unusual for us, you know, to sit down tomorrow, the semis, and then the finals on Sunday and not watch a USA team.
Bielica. There he goes. All his own work. Just what Serbia needed. They only put 6 points on the board in the second quarter. The US just keep on coming at them. Here's Micic for three. He's looking for the foul. Referee's not in agreement as Kemba Walker does brilliantly to finish. And his influence is becoming more and more significant in this game. USA now down by just 8 points. Mutinov did well. He's drawn the foul. Go to the line for the extra here. Another look at this from Bielica. Mutinov adds the free throw. Double-digit lead restored by Serbia. 11 points in it now. 2:24 left in the first half. And here go the USA. What a play. What a reverse layup by Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I think, you know, we saw Serbia struggle to guard that kind of an action with Argentina the other night.
Bogdanovic finds Micic. A bounce pass, and that is just too easy. Nikola Jokic doesn't miss those. There's Barnes again for the USA. To Turner for three. Good! 7 points for Turner. Bogdanovic. Sent out to Micic. Return from Jokic, and Micic up against Kemba Walker. Just get the shot away, can't get it to go. The three-point attempt is good. It is Middleton once more. Double digits for him, his second three-pointer. In the US, they were 25 down at the end of the first and now trailing by just 5. Micic. And Jokic. First foul of the game for Turner. Nikola Jokic to go to the line here.
You just saw the last shot by Middleton. Great job by the U.S. to get down the court and run transition, but where was the defense? I mean, as much as you talk about transition offense, you have to talk about transition defense as well. And that just, was not very good defense. It was just uninterested defense by Serbia, and you can't do that against the U.S.
Barnes. Turner. Kemba Walker. Barnes. Turner goes inside. Oh, what a finish. Really positive second quarter from the USA. They put 33 points on the board already. Serbia might have the last say, though. Didn't manage to get the shot away in time there, Jovic, and it does bring an end to the first half. Serbia had such a commanding lead, but that is certainly not the case now. They are in front, but it's just a 4-point game, 44-40 at halftime.
And there now, Serbia are only shooting 50%. They did not make a three in that quarter. The U.S. knocked down 4 threes. Neither team really turning the ball over a lot. Bench scoring, the U.S. leading that 15-11. I mean, 7 points by the U.S. in a quarter. We've never seen it before because it has never happened before. They did score 9 against Brazil in the fourth quarter back in the 2010 FIBA World Cup. So that's how uncharacteristic that is. It's never happened before, so you knew that wasn't going to happen again. I thought it was a great response. They came out and scored 33 points in that second quarter while only holding Serbia to 12 points. And really, it all started defensively. I thought they were much better and a lot more kind of glued in on what they needed to do, who the shooters were. They did a much better job. They didn't allow as much penetration kicks from Serbia. And then on the other end, they were just a lot more aggressive. That's kind of what you expect. I mean, if you know these players, which, basketball fans definitely know who they are. I mean, Kemba Walker, his ability to attack the basket, and then when they start to step off, that's when he's ready to shoot. Donovan Mitchell, I thought, did a great job. Miles Turner, you saw him knock down that three, and then they were so worried about his catch in the corner that they closed out, and he was able to attack the basket. Middleton did a great job. Overall, you just saw such a momentum switch, and I thought, great reaction by the U.S. I was worried. I didn't think it would be a 40-minute game like the first quarter, but you never know, just because neither team thought they would be playing this game. They thought they would be playing each other, but not in this game. So I thought great first quarter by Serbia. It's a good time for them to still be up 4, go into the locker room, kind of fix what happened, and then the U.S., just a great response. I mean, this is a team that's coming off a disappointing loss less than 24 hours after their last game. You knew it was going to take them a little bit of time to get into the momentum of the game.
Well, as it stands, the Serbians do have the advantage. It is only a 4-point game at the moment, 44 points to 40 the score. Serbia made that flying start, but the US coming back strong, and we'll see how they continue their comeback in the second half. We'll be back in a few minutes.
水中贵妇，百岁山。
哎。投篮追求百发百中，投资更需稳扎稳打。三分投怎么有？麻袋财富2019年国际篮联篮球世界杯合作伙伴。
逐梦巅峰，启程挺你，启程 Venusia。
Yao Foundation is a non-profit organization founded by Yao Ming in 2008 and dedicated to aid underprivileged rural children in China and help them develop in various ways. As the official MPO partner of the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, Yao Foundation launched the Dream Journey Project to let rural children take part of the joy of this top basketball event. 姚基金是由姚明于2008年发起，本着以体育人的宗旨，致力于助学信教、促进青少年健康成长的公益组织。作为2019国际篮联篮球世界杯官方公益合作伙伴，姚基金发起圆梦之旅项目，让乡村孩子们共享顶级篮球盛会的喜悦。Hey fans, let's take a look at the structures and statistics from the first half. 球迷朋友们，现在让我们观看大屏幕，看一下上半场两队的数据分析。
Takes the contact, gets projected out of bounds by Barnes. Great outside defense from Barnes.
And Sadaransky first to it. Oda on the runway! Oh, Patrick Oda with the sledgehammer. Tongue out and everything. How about that? See the response now from the Aussies after the timeout. A little pressure shown by the Czechs. Deli to Bean.
Oh.
Didn't have a problem finishing that one.
I'll have whatever he had at halftime, because he pinned it against the back ring, couldn't get up. He's way up above the ring on that one.
Sadaransky, oh! As the buzzer expires, Tomas Sadaransky playing a little slam ball here in Shanghai.
Now Mitchell. Got to switch with Gobert. Mitchell goes past Gobert, but he gets blocked. Wow, Rudy Gobert just taking over this game defensively. You see the block on his Utah Jazz teammate, avoids the foul.
Not in my house, he says.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
Well, welcome back to Dongguan. Second half just a few minutes away here. Serbia lead the USA by 44 points to 40. In this classification game, the game really that these two teams did not want to be involved in. They were expecting to face each other in a semi-final. Those surprising defeats over the last couple of days mean that the repeat of the 2014 final is what we have here in Dongguan this evening. Serbia getting off to a flying start. They were up 32-7 at the end of the first quarter, now leading by just 4 after that USA comeback. Shona, it was a strange first half, really. We saw really good things from both teams, and then we saw them, well, in Serbia's case, have a big dip. In the US, it took them a long time to get going.
Yeah, I mean, before the game, I could have said I think the US, it'll take them a little bit longer to get going. I thought the way Serbia came out was great. I mean, we keep on talking about how these two teams are very disappointed. They did not expect to be playing in this game. Yeah, okay, maybe this USA team doesn't have their superstars, but they still have a 12-man NBA roster. And, you know, these guys made a commitment this summer, and their goal was to win gold as well. There's no taking that back. Kemba Walker, much better job already with 8 points. He's just being more aggressive. Serbia, like you said, it was an unusual game. They came out great. You know, I thought, wow, if they can play like this and at this level the entire game, we might for the first time see a USA blowout. We're used to seeing the USA blow out people, but really that second quarter, give credit to the US because they're the ones who turn things around. And I think a lot of it right now is kind of mentally. You know, you have to dig down. You're wearing your country's name across your chest. That has to mean something. And you know, I know it's hard, but I do think that there's a few players, especially on the Serbian team, that seem a little unmotivated and uninterested. I get that it's hard, and I know that's not why you came to China for the 2019 FIBA World Cup, but you don't want to lose 3 games in a row and, you know, make history for Serbia with losing 3 games in a row, really. Yeah, I think this is a good learning experience. There's still a team. I mean, this group of guys, they're going to be around together again next summer. I think they have a very good chance of qualifying. It'll be a little bit harder. There you saw him, 14 points in the first half, 12 in the first quarter. He was absolutely incredible, really, in the first quarter. Didn't do a whole lot in the second. Hasn't played many minutes, really, compared to what we're used to him seeing. Playing, sorry. So it'll be interesting. I think halftime came at the exact right time for Serbia. You know, I know before the game their coach did say we're playing for pride. And if you look at the rich history of Serbia basketball, I mean, basketball is a religion in Serbia. You know, if you've ever been to Belgrade, there's a basketball court almost on every corner of that city. So, you know, they want to make their country proud. I know they do.
Well, certainly the impression we got in those early moments, you know, when they came out, they started really well. They looked like they were going to play with intensity, and then it's a bit of a surprise to see their level drop so much. And I have a feeling that we're going to see a bit of a reaction from them in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I thought that was a great reaction by the U.S., and you kind of expect that at this level too. I would be surprised if we don't see a good reaction from the Serbian team.
You mentioned the United States and making history. Well, they'll make the wrong kind of history if they do lose today. It'll be their lowest ever ranking at a World Cup, ever presence, of course. They've played in every single one of the 18 editions now. And Greg Popovich, who is a legendary coach, really. He won't want to be the man to lead a team to finish 7th or 8th There's still a lot of pride to play for both of these teams. They will have another game to contest in a couple of days' time. Whether they win or lose, winners will take on the winners of the other classification game, Poland against the Czech Republic, which gets underway a little bit later on this evening. We are almost ready to get started here in the second half. Serbia with a 4-point lead. After that flying start, Jovic looking to get them going early in the third. Knocks down a 2. Seven points for him. As Barnes finds Mitchell in the corner. He can't get it to go, but Barnes wins it back. And Barnes again. Mitchell draws the foul. Mitchell's first foul of the game. Stunning work by the Americans. Get their first points of this second half. Points now for Donovan Mitchell, who hit 29 last night, as Lucic knocks down a 3. As Serbia can find their range again. USA will have problems on their hands. That is a great response from Joe Harris. Much more even start to this third quarter. Barnes with a foul. It's Jokic. Jovic. Good bounce pass. Milutinov with the dunk. Serbia past the 50-point mark.
I mean, when Jokic feels like playing, I think he's so special for the size that he is. He really has the whereabouts and passing abilities of a point guard.
His first personal foul. Keep second. Warning, technical foul.
6-point lead for Serbia now. Another foul call. Third foul of the quarter already from Serbia. Second of the game for Lucic. Walker. Miles Turner for 3. Jokic able to gather that one with ease. Bogdanovic will find a way through and wasn't able to. Now Kemba Walker for the US, who are looking to hit Serbia quickly here. What a put away that is from Harrison Barnes. Personal points for him now as the US get to within 4 once again. Jokic lines up the 3 and knocks it down. A little bit of everything from the big man.
Like I said, he kind of has the ability to play the point guard role really there. You know, they see set a down screen for him, kind of shot fakes a three-pointer and then dribbles into one.
Great finish that was from Harrison Barnes.
Back.
Is there another angle?
It's the best one. We have this, and this is the best one. This is the same. This is the same. This one. This is the same. This is the front. More.
White shoes, white line.
Hey! What do you guys buy? Nice ball. Let's go.
He's like, huh? No, there is like, this is stay with three.
Yeah. It's not conclusive.
Yeah.
For me, it's inconclusive because I have white shoes and white line.
We don't have more cameras, eh?
No, it's the best one. It's inconclusive for me.
Okay. For me, it's touching the line, eh? For me,
You can go back.
Put in normal speed, please.
Normal speed.
No, back.
no, go back. Go back and stop, please. Stop. Go. For me, it's touching the line.
Okay. You touch the line. Okay.
Yes or no?
You touch the line here.
Touching the line, eh?
Okay. So we stay with 2 points. We stay with 2 points. Coach, touch the line. The basket here is 2 points, not 3. It's 2 points. He touched the line.
And there you have it.
Very hard to
yeah,
tell.
I mean, but that's why, you know, they brought in video replay for those kind of advantages that the referees have now.
Confirmed as a 2-pointer. Here is Barnes, and he draws the foul. Certainly giving Serbia a hard time. Harrison Barnes. 6 points already. Down the 2 free throws there to make it a 4-point game yet again. 9 points each in the opening 3 and a bit minutes of this third quarter. It seems to have evened itself out a little bit as Bogdanovic goes for the 3 and gets it to go. Nothing but net from Bogdanovic.
17 points, 5 of 8 from the 3-point range for Bogdan.
Another foul drawn here. Another look at this from Bogdanovic. 5 3-pointers for him.
Shot 36% last year in the NBA from the 3-point line. The NBA line is a little bit further back than the FIBA 3-point line.
The US still ticking along here.
You know, we haven't really seen Joe Harris get going here in this game. He had a couple fouls early, but It's kind of an interesting matchup. You see Bogdanovic and Harris guarding each other on either end. And, I mean, Joe Harris was the NBA three-point shooting contest winner this year.
Another attempt from Bogdanovic. Couldn't get that one to go. Well claimed by Milutinov. Now to Jokic. Jokic finds Jovic, who lays it up and in off the glass. Middleton here for the US. Kemba Walker. Middleton again. Three-point shot, no good. Jovic. Bogdanovic. In it goes. Bogdanovic.
Yeah, and that's one of those, I mean, Plumlee for the U.S. needs to be aware of where he is, and you need to get out to shooters in transition, even if they're not your man.
USA quickly reducing the deficit again. Through Walker, who's on to 10 points. 8-point lead for Serbia. The foul is called. Another look at this from Bogdanovic. 6 3-pointers on the night, 6 from 9. Third foul of the game. Donovan Mitchell. Bogdanovic to Jovic for 3. Can't get it to go, and Plumlee claims it well. Kemba Walker. He goes for the 3, and he gets it to go. Both teams stepping it up in this third quarter. Bogdanovic. Behind the back pass to Jokic. And couldn't quite finish it off there, Marjanovic. Kemba Walker. Gets it out to Mitchell brilliantly. 3-point attempt. Good! Donovan Mitchell. And the US closed the gap to just 2. Great run here by the Americans. Kemba Walker here with a great assist. Mitchell did the rest. Micic. Bogdanovic. This time, Micic has it again.
A little miscommunication there on the defense that led to an open shot by Bogdanovic. And a rare miss, really, for him, because that was an open look.
Another chance. You know the rest.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's just kind of miscommunication, not really knowing where he is for some of his shots. I mean, other shots, definitely he's doing the work and getting open, and just such a great shooter, fast footwork.
7 3-pointers already. 23 points on the night. 3-point lead for Serbia. Jokic. To back from Lucic again. Jokic. The fadeaway attempt. Plumlee gets it away to safety. Plumlee again. Donovan Mitchell. Walker. He steps back into the corner for Mitchell. And from the far side, no good. 3-point attempt missed by Brown.
I mean, if you give him even half a step, more often than not, and especially more than 50% in this tournament, he is going to knock down that shot.
Middleton. Donovan Mitchell. He nearly made a three of his own there. He would have tied the scores. Bogdanovic.
Serbia ball. Substitution. USA 美国队进球换人，上场球员6号 Joe Harris， 进下了 Element Maker 休息。
Lucic, he knocks down a three. Serbia once again just established their lead. The three-point shooting has been outstanding. Good response from White. Thirteen threes now been made by Serbia. Marjanovic backs it in off the glass.
Yeah, and that's what's going to open up now, because they are so concerned by the shooting of Bogdanovic that they're going to have to hard step out on him.
White, get it to go. Missed attempt there by Brown. Foul is called. Bogdanovic, first player with 20+ points in 5 different games at this World Cup. It's a staggering statistic.
Yeah, he has already become the highest scoring Serbian player at a World Cup.
In the meantime, Brown has missed his first free throw here. Let's get the second one to go, though. It's a 5-point game. It's been a pretty even third quarter. Marjanovic. Oh, great steal. Middleton has the freedom of the court to throw it down one-handed for the USA. Frustration for Serbia, who call a timeout. Just the awareness here of Middleton. Once he got hold of it, there was no doubt as to what the outcome would be. Uncontested. The USA closed the gap once more. It's just a 3-point game.
Hey, patience. Morate srci. Skok. I pametno. Hey, sve kako promenili, vidite idemo u napadu, brzo, pa stanemo, pa pročitate šta se igra, pa smo ih kaznili. To je ključ. Meni je ritam, ajmo.
I mean, I don't know a lot of Serbian, but I do know ajde means let's go, so. You know, we've seen the U.S. make a couple little runs throughout this third quarter, but every time they've done it, I have felt like Serbia have gone on a little bit of a run on their own, and that's why they are still up 6 points. There you see Kemba Walker, 13 points tonight. He is the only player in this tournament for the U.S. who has who has scored in double figures in every game. Like I said, he had an off night yesterday. He was only 2 of 9, but he was 6 of 8 from the free throw line, so he did have 10 points.
Marjanovic banks another one. 4 points for him. And the US in response with Brook Lopez. He's drawn the foul, couldn't get it to go. Another trip to the line for the United States. A little over 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Brook Lopez obviously has the opportunity to play with one of the best players in Giannis, the Greek Freak in Milwaukee.
Bogdanovic. Jovic, Bogdanovic again. A sense of expectation every time he has the ball in his hands.
Well, he is right now tied with Corey Webster of New Zealand and Kyle Wiltshire of Canada for most made threes in this tournament.
Micic, did he get that away in time? Doesn't matter in the end anyway. That is the end of the third quarter. Serbia do still lead. The US only able to cut the gap by 1 in that period, but they are getting closer. And it is all setting itself up very nicely for the deciding 10-minute period. Serbia 71, USA 68.
Field goal percentages, a little bit of an advantage from 3 for Serbia, shooting 50% still. US have the advantage at the 2. Overall, a little better percentage for Serbia. I mean, so far it's been a good shooting game from both teams. Really, that first quarter by the US. After that, they have played decently well. And then that man right there, like I said, if he has 1 more 3, he will have the most threes so far in the tournament. So I think there's a pretty good chance we might see that happen. He does have 10 minutes left. And, you know, we talked about this game is all about pride. And it's about winning. And, you know, for the U.S. not losing 2 games in a row, that's only happened once before. Serbia have never lost 3 games in a row. They did lose to Argentina in a game where they were just outworked. You know, from the beginning to the end, Argentina wanted it. Argentina played very well. They shot the ball incredibly well. The never-aging Luis Scola was just phenomenal. But, you know, this might be the one and only time that especially these U.S. players will play for the U.S. again. I don't know. There's a possibility, and, you know, they want to go out with a couple more wins in this tournament.
So it's all to play for in the fourth quarter, three-point game. Brook Lopez for the US. Middleton get the three to go this time. Would have tied the game. Bjelica. Micic. To Jovic. And Marjanovic. They've used him really effectively in the second half. 6 points for him now. Lopez to Joe Harris with the open three. It's no good. Barnes. Referee just stopping the play here. Micic was down. Coming together with Barnes.
Yeah. Kind of got hit in the ear to shoulder. I don't think any of it was on purpose. In hockey, you would say he got his bell rung.
Lopez just about holding on to that one. Barnes. Barnes gonna knock down a long three. It will be USA's ball. Bjelica and Lopez tussling for it. Sasha Djordjevic doesn't agree. Lopez. White couldn't get it to go. Bjelica claims the rebound. Marjanovic. And he draws the foul. Effective use of his considerable presence in the second half.
I thought you were going to say his considerable height. I mean, there's not many people who, players who are taller than him, actually. He just signed recently with this summer with the Dallas Mavericks, and so far on a roster spot, Taco Fall is the only person taller than him in the NBA.
Getting those free throws to drop as well. 7-point lead for Serbia. There's Mitchell. Looks to lay it up and get it to go. Bjelica tidies. Micic. Lucic. Foul drawn.
Again, in this tournament, we do know that there are 7 Olympic berths. The U.S. has claimed one of them, being one of the top 2 teams, along with Argentina for next year's Summer Olympics in Tokyo 2020. The 2 European teams will be Spain and France with their wins in the quarterfinals. So Serbia will have to go to one of those 4 qualification tournaments.
Here come the US again. Kemba Walker. White. Turner. Back by Bjelica. Micic. Jovic. To Marjanovic. Managed to keep hold of it somehow. Lucic for 3. Knocks it down.
And you know, we keep talking about Bogdanovic, but Lucic is now 3 for 3 from 3 as well. And he got fouled on that 1-3 and knocked down 3 free throws. So do we count that? Is he 4 for 4?
Super shooting from Lucic. Timeout has been called again here. And the US have got a bit of work to do. Still a long way to go in this fourth quarter, but they have slipped to a 10-point deficit here and have yet to score in the fourth as well. 78-68. He's been really effective, hasn't he, in this second half in particular, that you've struggled to deal with this. I mean, most teams struggle to deal with him when he's in and around that area just under the rim. You're just seeing some of the moments where he's put some points in the bag, some vital ones.
Yeah, you know, he is averaging 7.2 points in this tournament. He's played more minutes tonight as well, so maybe that's why his average is up.
Quite full here for the US, and Micic can come away with it. The United States still looking to add points to the tally in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes played. Turner just to get it to Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell. For a second attempt here.
I didn't see because I was in the basket. You get? But I didn't.
That's a pretty good call by the ref. I mean, good job of tying up the ball and not fouling.
Excellent work by Marjanovic. Serbia protect this 10-point lead. Jovic. Micic couldn't get it to go. And neither could Marjanovic. Under real pressure there. Here's Harrison Barnes. He has drawn the foul. This was that great bit of defensive work by Marjanovic. 2 from the line. Much needed points on the board for the USA. .78-70. Bielica goes for the three, and he knocks one down. The three-point shooting from Serbia has just been exceptional.
It really has been, and I mean, that last one that they scored, which was their 14th, was the most that they have scored in a tournament since at this tournament for the 2019, and now they have tied their record, which was back in 2010. So
Micic puts another two on the board. Double-digit lead for Serbia here with just over 5 minutes left. Turner has drawn the foul. .54% three-point shooting from Serbia in this game. 15 from 28. 7 for Bogdanovic. 3 from 3 for Lucic. Walker. Turner. Barnes. And Mitchell. Kemba Walker rejected by Bielica. And Micic has the freedom of the court, and he throws it down one-handed. Gets this crowd going.
Here we did see a 25-point lead for Serbia.
And the US respond instantly this time. Harrison Barnes with a vital three, and he's had a really good game. 17 points. Micic. From the corner, Bogdanovic. No good this time. Marjanovic underneath it. What's the foul? Fourth foul of the game. It's going to be replaced here. Middleton back on. Marjanovic taking a break as well. Micic. Lucic into the corner. Micic. Jokic underneath it, couldn't gather. And Kemba Walker. A foul called. Great block here from Bielica.
Nikola Jokic just checks in and already picks up his fourth. There's 4 minutes left. I mean, I imagine that they're going to go with him to this end, but, you know, you have 4 fouls. You play differently, knowing that there is 4 minutes left. You're not really as aggressive on defense. You're maybe going to, you know, not go as hard on offense as well. Like, it's something a little concerning if you're Serbia. I mean, this is a man who, you know, he's your center, and he has 6 assists, the most on the team. So he is someone who is incredibly good at finding shooters, making the small bounce pass to cutters.
Bielica has 4 fouls as well.
I mean, he picked up those 2 early on the same play.
Bogdanovic. Oh, great pass. And a great finish from Jokic as well, easy as you like. Still a 10-point lead. Walker and Barnes.
I think that's a good example where, you know, maybe he would have been a little bit aggressive on the defense down low on Barnes' layup there, but he knows that he has 4 fouls, so he kind of has to let him go.
Bogdanovic. Micic. Behind the back pass to Jovic. Another foul drawn by Micic.
Blocking out in USA number 12, Miles Johnson. Second personal foul, forcing foul USA. In first quarter.
Yelitsa. Yelitsa fading away, trying to get it to go. An 8-point lead now for Serbia, less than 3 minutes remaining. Kemba Walker lays it up and in beautifully. He could be the inspiration the US need at this stage. 15 points for Kemba Walker. 6 the difference now. So timeout is called.
Yeah, good job, Kemba Walker. Attacking the basket hard, but also attacking Jokic because he knows that he's in foul trouble, so he's not going to be able to try and really contest him, go for the block. There you see the top scorers, Bogdanovic with 23. I thought Kemba Walker has had a good response since yesterday's game, but really I think today's story for the U.S. has been the contribution from Harrison Barnes and Chris Middleton, both of them having career highs at this FIBA Basketball World Cup, 17 and 16 points respectively. Someone who we haven't seen, right behind Coach Steve Kerr, there you have it, Harrison Barnes, 19 points, is Jason Tatum, who since game 2 has been out with, I believe, an ankle injury. They did say for sure he would be out a couple games, maybe a few, but we haven't seen him, so I think that's a precaution thing. You never know if they were playing in the semis or the finals. Would you see him? He did warm up. You know, you and I were here early, and you saw him getting in a shooting workout before the official warm-up started also. So good news is he's feeling better.
Here's Turner. Can't get it to go. Jokic claims Tatum would be a welcome addition to the US team for the next game.
Mm-hmm.
2 games he did play, averaged 10.5 points, managed 11 rebounds against Turkey as Bogdanovic gets another 2 to his personal tally. The game's top scorer restores the 10-point lead for Serbia with just 2 minutes remaining.
His last 4 points have been off attacking the basket because they have to pay so much attention to his outside shooting. And they're really sticking to him. He's smart enough that that's what's opening up the lanes for him to attack the basket. And there you see the leaders. You mentioned Harrison Barnes, 19 points. But also Chris Middleton has been really, really good for them today, I thought. Seven assists for Jokic, averaging 4 in this tournament. You know, he is a double-double, 20 and 10 man for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA, over 20 points a game, 10 rebounds. But he is very, very well known as a passing big.
2 double-doubles for him in this tournament so far as Harris goes for the 3, can't get it to go. Barnes. Walker, and Barnes from the corner gets it. That's huge for the USA. Another contribution from Harrison Barnes. Averaging 10.2 for the tournament, 22 points tonight. Bogdanovic. Another three-point attempt. This one won't go. Middleton. The foul. Big three-pointer from Harrison Barnes keeps the USA in contention. They are running out of time.
And that three-pointer by Barnes, you know, that was off a missed three-point attempt by Joe Harris, but Middleton was able to hustle down and save the rebound, basically. It was tipped back court.
Walker. Middleton. Steps back for the long two. Won't go. Barnes has done well to snatch the rebound. Walker gets it! Three-pointer from Kemba Walker.
And again, you know, there's a minute left in this game. It's called money time, and it's the hustle plays. And right now, that's what we're seeing from the U.S. I mean, maybe they left it a little late, but the last few possessions by them have been great.
Not out of it yet. Bogdanovic drawing the foul. Kemba Walker with the two fouls in this game. What a moment this was.
Yeah. But it all started with hustle plays. The last two three-pointers, you know, by Barnes and then, Barnes and then Kemba Walker were hustle plays. They were off of offensive rebounds, kind of who wants it more the last couple minutes of this game. And really, you've seen a little bit of life jump back into this U.S. team. Bogdanovic is shooting just under 80%, 79.3% for the tournament. Saw he missed his first there.
Manages to get the second to go. Five-point game. What can the US produce here late on? To the corner, Harris draws the foul. Will be a trip to the foul line for Joe Harris.
Joe Harris has not attempted many free throws in this tournament, but he is 100%. Not sure what the refs are, if it was a 2 or a 3.
Number 6, Joe Harris. 6号阿里斯马修两次。
Marcus Smart, you saw with some type of bandage on his hand.
He wasn't involved in the warm-up. Only player other than Tatum for the US not to be involved tonight in some capacity. Four points. Just 30 seconds left. Micic to Bogdanovic. Jokic draws the foul. So they're able to run down that clock in about 10 seconds or so. Pressure free throws here, though, once again.
Jokic is shooting just over 84% in the tournament. Doesn't have many attempts per game, only 3.2, but is a very good free throw shooter.
Knocks down the first one. And the second as well.
I mean, really, 20 seconds left. There's a lot of, there is a lot of time. It's a 2-possession game. I think you go for a 3. That being said, if you're wide open for a 2 very quickly, you definitely go for a 2. And then you have to foul right away. Game leaders. I talked about Barnes and Middleton, how I thought they've been great today. There you see it, they're doing it. Both scoring, rebounding. And then the leaders for Serbia. You know, we talked a lot about how this game was about pride. It really was. I think both these teams are tired physically. I think they're tired mentally. I think they're disappointed to be playing in this game. And throughout minutes of this game, I would say, you felt it. You saw it kind of in the players' faces. But then there were also times where they were into it. You know, it was kind of that feeling like, hey, you know what? We came here to play each other. We didn't think it would be now. So it's been an interesting game to watch.
The US need to act quickly, fail to avoid back-to-back defeats. 3-point attempt, not successful. There is a foul that follows.
Lost foul.
It's 5 foul, 5 out，个人犯规第5次5犯离场，观众们为送给他掌声。Substitution Serbia， 塞尔维亚队进球换人。
So Jovic, his 5th foul. And he will miss the last few seconds.
I see why Kemba Walker was maybe complaining about not getting 3 free throws. I think the ref said he kind of kicked his feet out, though.
And Turner has missed the first free throw.
And you know, you never want to blame a game on free throw shooting, but the U.S. did miss a few free throws last night. They were also the recipients of a few missed free throws over that win over Turkey, where really Turkey should have won the game. But it came down to free throws, and they lost.
It looks as though the time is up for the United States. They are beaten again for a second night in a row. It's Serbia who come out on top. They were beaten in the final 5 years ago by the Americans. They have some revenge, and what ultimately will be a little bit of a disappointing tournament for both teams, but it is Serbia who get the win tonight, 94-89 against the United States.
It's not quite the same feeling that, you know, we expected from this game because it's not when we thought we would be seeing these two teams playing each other. You know, a lot of people before the tournament said this could be a rematch of that 2014 game where Serbia looked great in the first quarter, but then really 3 quarters after that, it was just all USA. But then you know, I mean, we get to watch this and you see the respect between both these teams and the players and the coaching staff. I really think, you know, the talk of this game is going to have to be, again, the 3-point shooting by Serbia. 15 to 31, 48%. Overall, they shot 52. The U.S., 44%. Not a great shooting night from 3. Really, that first quarter, you didn't see a lot. Assists in favor of Serbia, 26 to 20. Points in the paint. Bench scoring is the same. You know, Bogdanovic, 28 points. He was 4 for 4, and the only reason he went off was because he had a cut on his arm, and he had to go off in the first 4 minutes of the game, 5 minutes of the game. Boban, the big center, I thought he was absolutely great for them in that fourth quarter. He came in and kind of made his presence known underneath the basket. Jokic, there you see, you know, just his passing ability. To have your center lead your team in passing tonight with 7 assists, it's a pretty special thing. Again, you know, I know it was a very difficult game for both these teams, but for me it was fun to watch these two teams go at each other. Maybe it's not really the kind of game that we expected, and you saw some people not play, but it's important. I mean, you didn't want to see Serbia lose 3 games in a row. That would not have looked good. You know, they had that loss to Spain, and then they lost in the quarterfinals to Argentina. The U.S., this is just the second time that they've had 2 losses in a row. You know, it's not really the U.S. team that we thought would be here at the beginning of the summer, but I thought early on these guys looked good, and they were sharing the ball. They did a great job in group phase. They came out, they were strong, and then they got beat by a very, very good French team who, you know, I think have one of the best defenders. The NBA agrees with me also, the Defensive Player of the Year in Rudy Gobert. You know, Kemba Walker, I thought, did a good job tonight after his game yesterday where, you know, things didn't really go his way. Harrison Barnes, Chris Middleton. It was fun. I mean, you know, you got to see some talented basketball tonight. Didn't really go in favor of the USA, but the good thing is they have qualified for the Olympics. Serbia now have to go and do the same thing because these are two teams that you would love to see play each other next year in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Yeah, nice bit of bragging rights for Serbia to take away from this tournament. They do still have another game to play, of course. They'll take on the winner of the game between Poland and the Czech Republic, which will take place a little later on this evening. And the USA, well, statistically at least, this will be their worst ever World Cup because they will finish ranked either 7th or 8th. Have another look here at the teams that have qualified for the Olympic Games. That one place from Africa going to Nigeria, Iran from Asia, Australia getting a place as well. Japan is the host, of course. The 2 teams from Europe and the 2 teams from the Americas, Spain and France, will no doubt be hoping they can get World Cup glory as well. And these are the participating teams in the qualifying tournament, which will take place a lot closer to the Olympic Games. Serbia will be amongst them. A great win for them tonight against the Americans, and they move on to the next phase.